So let's talk about lint, right? So as you know, or you may not know, I had to recently comb my son's locks out and start him over. So with the lint, you know, he is a boy, and with kids, this is kind of hard to do. He likes to roll on the floor because we have carpet. His hoods and things like that from the wintertime, they have things that contain and could potentially put lint in his hair, his hats, all of that. So you know, like we could say do satin line stuff with everything, but like we really can't satin line the carpet. He's a boy, so you know what I mean? With locks is inevitable. You're going to deal with some type of lint. So here's some ways to be proactive that really just help out. If you're putting on hats and things like that, make sure it's definitely satin lined. If you have any satin lined items, make sure that you're being careful where you sit them at, or that they're not near anything that has potential lint on them. You know, check that. As well as if you are, you know, with your sweaters and things like that, kind of just be careful, especially if your locks are long, with letting your locks touch your sweaters and shirts and things like that. If lint is in your hair, like, because I've seen people, I think it was on YouTube under somebody's video, they were talking about lint and they were like, oh, that means you don't take care of your locks. And that's not true. Everybody with locks, they deal with lint, you know, and it's inevitable. It is just something that happens, but there's ways to be proactive. So I do want to say that. The other thing is, you know, checking your hair. That means when you come home, shaking your hair out because of all the things that are in the air outside, and whether you're home too as well, shaking your hair out, as well as, you know, just looking and checking to see if there is lint. And, you know, if it's on the outside and surface, like they say, you can use tweezers and there's other little methods. And, you know, being proactive with removing it. Now, if it's in your locks, like how it was with my son, I pulled out chunks of lint out of his locks. So that was, it just was sitting in there. They was making friends. Lint are locks' worst enemies, but they become best friends when it gets inside your locks, if that makes sense. So with that, if they are inside your locks, there are these options. Now, obviously, if it's an adult, you know, they can dye their locks, but the lint is going to be forever inside of their locks. It's just the dye is covering it, so it's not as noticeable. The other option is some people, they cut their hair off. And then there's the option that I did with my son, which was I combed out his second set of locks and started him over, because like he's too little and I wasn't going to be dyeing, you know, his locks. And, you know, it would have just been a temporary fix. The lint wouldn't have went away. It would have always been there. So I combed his locks out and restarted him, and now he has his third set. So I really hope that this video is helpful with you, helping you guys to be proactive with lint in your locks. Hope this helps.